Hello, my name is Elizabeth Castro, and today I will be discussing a topic that many of you may feel a strong connection to. I know I do, as I have family who immigrated to the United States from Mexico to find work. So many people with different stories, skills, expertise, and experiences come to the United States with the ability to meet the needs our U.S. workforce demands. Unfortunately, many of these people face challenges. Let's take a look inside the life of Rafael. Rafael is an Iraq native who recently moved to Chicago after his 9 years of experience as a physician in Iraq. He applied for his medical residency, sure he would be able to land one. Shocked, after sending countless applications, he hoped he would get the opportunity to treat patients again. 5 years later, and he currently works as a part-time medical interpreter. Rafael's story is an example of brain waste. Just two outcomes: unemployment or underemployment. Not because he was unable to work or not qualified, but because his skills, credentials, and work experiences were not properly recognized in the U.S. Unfortunately, Rafael shares the same experience with 1.7 million other foreign-trained immigrants. So how does this all connect? Brain waste is one of the three prime examples I will be diving deeper into to answer the central question: what barriers do immigrants face in the workforce in regard to education, training, and higher wage job opportunities? The first example is that so many immigrants come here with limited English proficiency. And with such a large demand, the limited supplies has many effects in which people are unable to receive sufficient training and English learning programs. And these individuals are faced with an unrealistic timeline to develop English proficiency, which in the end decreases their opportunities of promotions and higher wages. Without accurate data, local and state policies and programs will not effectively make adjustments or efforts to make a plan that can provide learners with programs that meet their needs. The reason this is so important is because when employees are provided with sufficient training, they have more opportunities to advance in the company, have higher wages, and increased business productivity that leads to greater revenue value for the company. Employers are also able to play a major role in its employees' personal success and in providing them a career pathway and shape the growth of their business. In order to help the demand of LEP learners, there needs to be requirements and guidelines on how data is being collected to support the plans of these training and learning programs. The system must be transparent in the methods it takes to meet its goals each quarter, and it must be held responsible. In addition, a great source would be a center located in different cities and states that can help meet the needs of English learners to answer questions and provide them with the resources to understand how to do specific procedures and how to access training programs. There also should be training programs that allow English learners to practice and build their skills while they are learning English. As we discussed previously, example 2 is the policies that force barriers on immigrants like brain waste. Therefore, these individuals are working at lower skilled jobs, do not recognize their expertise, or they become unemployed. The cause of this problem is immigrants who are affected by brain waste are unaware of the process that can help them transition and continue their professions in the United States. There are lack of resources that help to navigate immigrants to transfer their credentials or licensing, or even help them take the next steps to fulfill the requirements of additional training or testing. Instead, most agencies and career programs focus on entry-level positions, rather than helping individuals with long-term career advancements. This issue should matter because it can allow these individuals to maximize their wages, which match their skill and education in the United States, and it also increases their contributions to improve the economy. The solutions that are crucial to decreasing the amount of brain waste are: first, policymakers need to make a change. They need to create a standard policy that helps foreign-born immigrants be recognized for their credentials and gives them an opportunity to work professionally in the United States. If there needs to be a set of requirements to transfer their credentials, which may mean additional training, taking tests to qualify in that state, or etc., these individuals need a system or site that can clearly provide them with that information, so that they can take those steps. As much as it is the policymakers' role to make this problem right, the awareness and support of local communities would help in assisting foreign-trained immigrants in building a new professional network and aid in the job searching process. We are at our last example, and the problem is not to say that there are not major efforts and programs supporting and wanting immigrants to thrive in the U.S. workforce. However, there are barriers when they lead these programs to successfully accomplish their mission. The local workforce development system and policies are not well integrated with the WOIA, and therefore, in many cases, excludes immigrants from receiving accommodations and access to services. The cause: workforce development programs in the WOIA are causing structural exclusion for immigrants through their paperwork that can be complex and is required so one can enroll in these programs, which makes barriers for certain clients, especially those with lower education or English learners. There are performance metrics which cause providers to overlook the needs of clients that need help with the barriers they face with employment. Lastly, the amount of funds to support these programs are put at a cap on the administrative costs in WOIA. The reason this is of concern is that if there is not sufficient communication, they will not be able to successfully address the gaps in reaching immigrant communities. There are many immigrant communities that are unreached and need these networks. In order to work towards finding a solution, it is important that local leaders and policymakers build a strong relationship and trust. This can be done through encouraging collaboration between these service providers and utilizing the expertise and local community connections and those made by immigration affairs offices. This means integrating immigrant affairs in the decision-making process for workforce and education policies. With more voices, partnerships, and allies, it can help fund and carry out initiatives and policies that will be beneficial to the immigrant communities. I hope that by being more aware of this problem, we can help in being a part of the solutions and creating change so that immigrants can thrive in the U.S. workforce, going beyond the expectations they had as they came to the U.S. to work, so that they too can live out their American dreams. Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to listen.